What if I told you the best way to win was to stop competing altogether? Today we're diving into something called blue ocean strategy, a really powerful way of thinking about how to leave your rivals in the dust by creating markets that never even existed before.
And that brings us to this huge question that every single business leader has to face at some point. Do you jump into a crowded market and fight tooth and nail for your piece of the pie? Or do you sail off into the unknown and create a whole new pie for yourself? That's really the core of what we're going to break down here.
So, to really get why the second option is so appealing, we first have to understand the world that most businesses live in. It's a tough, competitive space that strategists have a pretty vivid name for: the red ocean.
So what exactly is a red ocean? Well, it's pretty simple. It's every industry you can already think of. Airlines, smartphones, fast food, you name it. The boundaries are totally clear. You know who all the big players are, and everyone knows the rules of the game. It's a world that's completely built on head-to-head competition.
And that competition, it can be brutal. Seriously. In a red ocean, you've got all these companies fighting over the same group of customers. The only way you can grow is by stealing market share from somebody else, and that almost always leads to nasty price wars and shrinking profits. The metaphor is pretty intense for a reason. The water supposedly turns red from all the blood of the competitors fighting it out.
But what if you could just get out of that bloody water? What if you could just swim away from the fight entirely? Well, that leads us to the big idea, the powerful alternative, the huge, wide open, and totally uncontested blue ocean.
A blue ocean is the exact opposite of what we just talked about. It represents all the industries that don't exist yet. This is completely untapped market space. So instead of fighting over a shrinking pie, you're literally baking a brand new one. Demand here isn't something you fight for, it's something you create.
And this is the real game changer. Blue oceans make your competition irrelevant. By creating a massive leap in value for your customers, you open up this brand new space where you're the only one. The potential is just incredible. You've got untapped demand, basically no rivals, and the freedom to set your own rules.
When you put them side by side like this, the difference is just crystal clear, right? The whole focus shifts from how do we beat our rivals to how do we make our rivals not even part of the conversation. The goal isn't just to grab more market share, it's to create a whole new market. And the strategy isn't about being cheaper or being better. It's about achieving both through something called value innovation.
So this all sounds amazing, but how do you actually find or create one of these blue oceans? It's not some kind of magic trick, it's a really disciplined process. Let's take a look at the actual toolkit you can use.
Okay, at the absolute heart of any blue ocean shift is this concept: value innovation. This is all about going after differentiation and low cost at the same time. Traditional business strategy always forces you to choose. You're either a premium brand or you're a budget option. Value innovation basically says that's a false choice. The real goal is to create way more value for your customers while also lowering your own costs.
And this is the practical tool that makes it happen. It's called the 4-Action Framework. It forces you to rethink everything your industry takes for granted. By asking these 4 simple but really powerful questions, you can totally reconstruct what buyers value and, in the process, create a whole new market. Let's see how it works in the real world.
Theory is one thing, but let's check out some real-world companies that actually use these tools to sail off into their very own blue oceans.
Okay, let's start with a classic, Cirque du Soleil. The traditional circus was a dying red ocean. Instead of just trying to be a better circus, they used the framework. They eliminated the most expensive parts, the animal acts and the big star performers. They reduced the focus on things like cheap snacks. But they raised the artistic quality to the level of a high-end theater show, and they created something that never existed, a new form of entertainment. They didn't beat the old circus, they made it totally irrelevant.
Or how about Nintendo? While Sony and Microsoft were locked in this endless red ocean war over hardcore gamers, fighting about graphics and processing power, Nintendo just took a completely different turn. They created the Wii. Yeah, it was less powerful, but it was intuitive, it was fun for the whole family, and it was social. They created a brand new blue ocean of casual gamers who had never, ever owned a console before.
And a more recent one, Tesla. Now, Tesla didn't just set out to build a better electric car to compete in the old auto market. Now, they redesigned the entire experience. They sell directly to you, getting rid of the dealerships. They turn the car into a software platform that actually gets better over time with updates. They weren't just competing. They created a whole new market for people who wanted a high-tech, high-performance electric vehicle.
So it sounds pretty straightforward, right? Always go for the blue ocean. Well, like most things in business, the real decision is a little more nuanced than that.
This is super important. Red oceans aren't automatically bad. They can be incredibly profitable, if you're the one on top. I mean, companies like Walmart or Toyota built absolute empires by mastering efficiency in these crowded markets. A red ocean strategy rewards you for being the best operator, period.
And you know, sometimes the smartest play isn't to create a whole new industry, but to carve out a little blue ocean inside an existing red ocean. Think about all the new digital-only banks popping up in the old-school banking world, or how telemedicine created a new space within healthcare. These things don't replace the whole industry, but they create a new uncontested space by offering a different kind of value.
But of course, we got to be realistic. Sailing into a blue ocean is not without its dangers. I mean, you're creating a market from scratch, which is inherently risky. You have no idea if customers are actually going to show up. It often takes a ton of investment, and you need really visionary leadership to educate everyone and navigate all the unknowns. It's a classic high-risk, high-reward game.
So how do you decide which way to go? A good place to start is by asking your team these questions. Is our current market just totally saturated? Are there big customer problems out there that are being solved badly? Do we have the technology and the team to actually do something new? If the answer is yes, then maybe a blue ocean is out there on the horizon for you. If not, maybe the smarter play is to become the absolute master of your red ocean.
So, when we boil it all down, the choice isn't really between good and bad. It's about having strategic clarity. Red oceans reward efficiency, blue oceans reward innovation, and the absolute biggest danger is getting stuck in the middle, where you're not efficient enough to win the old game and you're not innovative enough to create a new one. Your strategy shouldn't just respond to a market, it should create one.
And so, I'll leave you with this final thought. The biggest strategic shifts, they don't start with an answer. They start with a better question. By challenging the very reasons your competition exists, you can stop just competing and start truly creating. And that, well, that can change everything. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.